Pre-production is before you start filming, you know, the scripting. Post-production, that's where you edit. That's where you do all these type of things. The treatment of the video and get it ready for publishing online. The first step of post-production is obviously editing. I think that if you don't know how to edit, that is a weakness. That is something that you need to get good at. It is very important. Now, there are a lot of editing softwares out there. You can start off, you know, with something very simple, like maybe CapCut on your phone, maybe InShot. Content creation, you're gonna be doing this full time, gonna be doing this long term. I hope so, because that's what we talk about on this channel. Content creation is a long-term journey. You shouldn't come in and just do it and think that, oh, you're just gonna pop off in 6 months. I don't think that is a good strategy. Choosing the software is very important. Now, there are a lot of advanced softwares that will take some time to learn, but if you take the time to learn these softwares, then you won't regret it. Now, there is first Premiere Pro. A lot of people use this. I think this is probably the biggest editing software based on user base. It's from Adobe, so it has tons of effects, tons of connections with other Adobe products that you probably know. Photoshop, maybe you've heard of Adobe After Effects. So Premiere Pro, big one. I think the con of this one though is that a lot of people complain that it crashes a lot. I don't personally use Premiere Pro. The second most popular one I've been hearing a lot about is DaVinci Resolve. A lot of people talk about DaVinci Resolve, and I think the reason for that is because it's free. And because it's free, obviously a bigger community, just like how in 3D modeling, 3D animation, you have Blender, which is probably one of the biggest known 3D softwares because it is also free. Watch a course, watch a 2-hour-long YouTube video on DaVinci Resolve, watch a 2-hour-long video on Premiere Pro, sit down, practice, do it, repetition, you'll get good. I promise you, if you really just put the pedal to the metal for a month, you're done. The last editing software that I do use a lot of is Descript. Descript is very powerful. If you are a beginner and you're willing to pay the cheapest price that they have, you should do it, and you should learn that software because it's the future. Everybody who is using DaVinci Resolve, Premiere Pro, Adobe After Effects, like me, population of 1, they're gonna move over to Descript maybe, or the artificial intelligence software that you're using in Descript is gonna probably come over into those applications because Descript edits completely different. It edits using a Word document. Everybody simply knows how to use a Word document. It will basically take your video and transcribe all of the audio, every single thing that you said or didn't say, and then you will have the ability to edit the transcription that they create for you, and then you edit your video accordingly. So get to learn a software. It will pay you dividends. You will never regret learning how to edit. It will help you in all aspects of your life. We're obviously moving to a digital age. We're already there, but we're going to get even more digital. So if you don't know how to edit, just learn some basics and get in there. Next part of post-production that I think you should be introduced to is audio treatment. Now, I mentioned before in another video about production, you should get a mic. Getting a mic is a really good investment because the difference between a phone mic and an external microphone like this is wide. There's a huge chasm in between the two. But even if you use a mic like this, you will still have problems. You will still have background noise. You have to do audio treatment. And the way that I do audio treatment is through a software, Audacity. It's very simple. It is free. Literally, you have to just do a few clicks and it will do all the work for you. Basically what I do is, this is if I don't have much background audio, I will just amplify and then I will compress my audio. I'm not an audio engineer. I have a friend for that. I don't know the audio terminologies. We're beginners in this part. You know, I mean, we're sharing that. I just know that I press amplify, compress. If there is a lot of background audio in my video, in Descript they will have a studio sound feature, and that feature is something that I use to remove a lot of background noise and just to make your voice sound much better. I do tweak the settings sometimes because sometimes there can be a lot of artifacts, like it just makes your voice sound wonky or just a little bit weird. So yeah, just play around with that setting. If you do those two things, you're already a pro. They do say though that to be a professional is to basically do the basic stuff consistently. All of this is fairly simple. You basically go through the process of just hearing about something, maybe hearing about content creation. Now you're here on this channel learning about content creation. Now once you learn something, the next step is to act on it. You probably record your first video. It's probably not going to be the best video, or maybe it is your best video. The next thing that you're gonna do is to then do it consistently. You're gonna record more videos, you're gonna edit more videos, you're gonna treat more audio, and then you're gonna get better at all these things, and that is how you become a professional. It's just doing the basics repeatedly. The next thing that I want you to be introduced to as a beginner to content creation is coloring. The color of your video is very important, and sometimes when you capture your video, it does not look the best. Your video does not capture the colors and the darkness and the highlights, all these type of things, the same way in which your eyes do. So there is a process called color correction where you basically make your video feel a little bit better. Maybe it's a little too dull, maybe it needs more contrast, maybe it needs more brightness, maybe it needs more vibrance, more color, more saturation, right? All of these type of things, and you need to adjust your colors. Now these are things that I use in Adobe After Effects. I'm pretty sure they are available in Premiere Pro. I cannot speak to DaVinci Resolve, but I'm pretty sure it does because it does professional color grading, which is another step after color correcting. So you have color correcting, which is to make it look more like your eyes would look at it, and then color grading is to to give the video an emotion through color. Now this is to make it more green, like we're in the Matrix, like Neo, and you want to evoke a certain type of emotion through that. Maybe you want to make it be very low saturation to make it seem as if we're all dying and there's nothing good about the world. Maybe you want to make it seem as if everything is good about the world. You want to make it bright, you want to make it super colorful, more colorful than the eyes would normally have those colors to be. Maybe you want to make it purple, maybe you want to make it blue, temperature, making it warm, making it cool. All of these type of things come inside of color grading. Now these are things that you can watch other tutorials about, but I just want to introduce you to these concepts as a beginner. The next thing that I would also suggest to you inside of post-production to learn about is reference media. Now this is something that is very common when somebody's talking on a video, like for example this. You don't want to just watch the person sit and talk for 17 minutes or 30 minutes or 2 hours. That's pretty boring. And even now when we're on TikTok, our attention spans are quite low. We need to change things up, and this will help in something called audience retention. I have an entire video about that. You can find it in the cards. So reference media is all about showing something on screen in reference to what you're saying. So this media can be like a B-roll. So you're talking about the beach. You're talking about going to the beach, and the beach is so amazing, and the sun is there, and the water is just washing. You don't want to just sit and watch me talking about all of these type of things. You want to see it, and you want to feel it. And this will help your videos to have just a bit more variation to it. People will also feel and connect with your videos more if you do this. So it's very important. You don't only have to also show stock footage. You can also show facts and details. If you're talking about something complicated, you can put a simplified explanation of what you're saying on the screen to help viewers who don't really understand something to quickly understand. Maybe you said a word that is maybe a little bit too complicated for your audience. You put the simplified definition of that word on screen. For my channel, what I do is I have something called action plans. I love when people take action because I spoke about that earlier. You learn and then you need to act. Acting is where you actually move the needle. So for every video, I have an action plan, which is basically showing people the actions they need to take from all of the things that I said in the video. And these things will come on screen and just try to remind people of the actions that they need to take as they're watching my videos. And tons more. There are tons of other reference media, text on your screen, just making your captions be big, be bold with your titles. You can put GIFs on your screen to make it be a little bit more funny, more humor. You could add movie cuts in your videos. The next thing that I want to talk about in post-production is transitions. While you're having all of these reference medias coming on screen, going off screen, you want to have like basically a little bit of a better transition between you and those reference medias. So it's not just a hard cut. I've been editing for years. So this is something that I'm telling you, putting a little transition, making it more dynamic, maybe a light leak, maybe a camera transition, maybe a complete 3D transition. These things are also quite available online in different places. You can go to Envato Market, or you can get this type of stuff online for free. These things are online, but you can check them out. So transitions, put transitions in your videos. They'll make your videos have a little bit more oomph. Glitch transition, flare transitions, all types of transitions, and just makes your video feel more dynamic and just more professionally built. People will like your videos more, man. The next part about post-production I'd like to say is exporting in the right format. This is something that I learned recently in all of my years of doing videos. So this is to also show you that you don't need to know all of this stuff or do all of this stuff now, but you want to basically try to learn them as fast as possible because it will help you in your journey. It will help you to grow faster and to enjoy the process more. You'll always enjoy the process more when you're more educated about something, and you'll also enjoy the process more when you get results, and you'll get results faster when you do the right actions. Now this is one that I learned. If you are using like Premiere Pro, or you're using DaVinci Resolve maybe, or I think even CapCut does this, but it is best to export in MOV when you know you're going to do additional work on your footage. You're super beginner, I don't want to make it too complicated. It is fair to just export everything in MP4. That is what I used to do. However, if you're going to then take the video that you export in MP4 and then work on that video again and then export it again in MP4, you will start to lose quality. And that is what I'm trying to help you to avoid. You don't want to lose too much quality going in and out of edits, because sometimes you might say, okay, you edit a video and then you want to take it to another software, or you want to send it to somebody to do something to it. If you are sending something to somebody else to do additional work on your project or on your video, you want to export it in MOV. The specific codec for this is normally Apple ProRes 422 or 444, but these will take a lot of space on your hard drive. So it's all about that as well. You want to be mindful of the type of space that you have. But this is starting to get a little bit more complicated. I'll just keep it very simple. Try to export in MOV if you're going to do additional work. If you're not going to do additional work and you're just uploading next, then you export your video in MP4 as high a bit rate as you possibly can manage. These are some of the things as well that you will be learning when choosing your editing software. Learning that software, the ins and outs of it. I'm just introducing you to these concepts because it's very good to learn these things early, and then you know your journey ahead. You know what you need to learn. You've heard this before from Daniel. I don't know if I've ever said my name on this channel, but my name is Daniel. So yeah, after you export your videos, before you upload, always watch your videos one last time. While you're in the editing software, you believe that you've watched this video countless times, but it's actually not true. You are actually focusing on small parts of the video at a time. You're focusing on something else, but you're not looking at the macroscopic view. You're not looking at the bigger picture. So when you're finished editing and right before you're about to publish, you just want to watch your video in its entirety one last time and just make sure everything is good, just like I'm doing for this video probably right now before I hit upload. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if this was too difficult or if it was way too simple, because this to me is so simple. In my head, I just have everybody saying, wow, this is too simple. Everybody already knows this type of thing. This is basic information. But hey, let me know if it was valuable to you. Let me know if connected on any other points. Just let me know. You know what I mean? Hit me up, man. Thank you guys so much for watching.